Hey everyone, and welcome to the Libra Life Edit, where we're planning for balance in our everyday life. My name is Bea, and today's video is going to be a Cricut Design Space tutorial to make some monthly planner setup stickers, as well as some initial planner setup stickers, because I am getting my planner together as we speak. So these are really easy script stickers that I make all the time using Cricut Design Space, and I absolutely love them because you can use this system or this process to make any type of script stickers for planners, for labels. I even use them in my kitchen for like household things. So basically I'm adding to this list of stickers that I've already had, and I just realized as I was setting up my planner that I needed a few more labels. So we're starting with a co-parenting schedule. And all I did was add a text box, and now that I have the words that I want, I'm gonna go and select a font for them. So I'm gonna be using a Cricut font, but like I said, this is really easy to use. You don't have to have the access for Cricut to use this. You can use whatever fonts are already on your computer if you just choose system. And you can even find free fonts online and download them. That's what I've done with this Disney font. It's already on my computer, it's been there for years. So I could essentially make Disney labels or Disney stickers with these, and I do that all the time. But for this project, I'm gonna use my favorite tried and true, which is DTC Brown Sugar. And that's the one that I just like for aesthetic reasons. To be honest, any font is better than my handwriting, but this is my absolute favorite. So when you are creating stickers for words, you're basically going to create the text box, select the font, and then all you're doing is selecting offset. And I know there's a little sticker tool next to it. I personally just feel like this is easier to use, and it's just what I've known. There's no extra things that I have to fool around with. So you're just gonna hit offset, and all you're doing now is playing around with the distance between that blue line and your letters. So as you can see, when I made that number way smaller, it made my blue line hug those words like almost on top of it. And you don't want that because the blue line represents a cut line. So you really want this to be like a cloud of sticker backing around the word. That's what we're used to with our like peel and stick stickers. So you want to kind of play around with the font and the offset until you get like a cloud that is as close to the words as possible without them being individual. So you see me kind of toggling back and forth to where I just have that little tiniest space in between the word parent and the word schedule. You can see a tiny blue line in the middle, but that means it's not going to be a big effect. And now you can see the gray around it is where my cloud will be. And you're going to click the offset on the right and change that to white so that it'll actually come out like a white backed sticker. And then you're going to select those two things together, and you're going to hit the flatten tool. And I'm just moving it up so you can see. That is what you use to make this now one cohesive sticker that's going to pull off of the page. So I'm just moving it near my other words so that I can size it correctly. I go all of my sizing by measuring the different spots in my planner, and it doesn't have to be exact, but you definitely want to account for the offset, and you want to do your measuring after the offset. So if you do need to change the sizes, you can just do it up at the top where it says width and height, and I'll show you that a little bit later. But for now, we have my co-parent schedule sticker, and it is made exactly how I want it to be. That was just one sticker that I wanted to make, and the next set of stickers is I want to make some months. So I'm going to show you how you can make like days of the week or a set of month stickers. And the goal here is to make sure that they're relatively the same size, even though the words themselves are not the same size. Like January and May are not the same size. And yes, y'all, I see the B is missing, and I go back and fix that. I promise. I know that's probably bothering somebody. But anyway, so when you make them all together like this, you want to do it this way just so that they're the same size. However, if you offset this whole thing, you're going to end up with one big chunk of a sticker. Now, that doesn't mean that it won't cut out January by itself and February by itself, but I'll show you what it does and what the difference is in a second. But basically, you're typing all of the words out, and we're going to do the offset feature just like, you know, we did before with the single sticker. So now that we have it kind of shrunken down so you can see everything at once, we have all of the words typed out, and we're gonna go and choose the same setting, which is the offset, over under edit. And you can see that those blue lines are touching in lots of places. We don't want that. So we're gonna make sure that we decrease the number or the little distance thing until it's hugging exactly how we want, and it makes the right size clouds, as I call them. And then we're gonna turn it white. And I know I'm moving fast on this part, you guys, but this part isn't the instruction. I'm just kind of giving you an example of what it will look like if you try to cut the sticker like this. Now, in this case, I'm not cutting all those stickers on the left, but I'm gonna show you what it would do to your sticker paper if you did. So if you see on here, all of those other stickers are individual, and the one sticker you just made with the months is all one unit. And that's okay if you don't really need the rest of the space on the sticker paper, but in some cases you don't want that to happen because you want to be able to get as much use out of your sheet of sticker paper or label paper as you possibly can. So I'm going to show you how you can do the same thing I just did, keep all of the months relatively the same height without actually making them all one big sticker like you just saw. And that offset, as you just saw, was all one big piece. You don't want that. So instead of making the offset after you've typed the words, you're going to type the words and then you're going to ungroup them. Right now I'm just playing around with the sizing to make sure they're the size that I want. But after I make it the width that I want, which in this case is about 1.15 for the whole thing, which again, make sure that the heights align, even though the widths will not be the same for each month. They will look like they belong in the same family. Then I hit ungroup, and now we have every single letter is one, piece in itself. So you're gonna select those words individually and then do the edit and the offset just around those letters. And that is what's going to give you that still individually cut January sticker, but it's also going to be freely moving as its own sticker, and therefore it will settle in its own space on the sticker paper when you go to create it. So if you've ever tried to make like several words at a time because you wanted them to all look cohesive but you weren't sure how to separate them out, this is a way that you can do that. And it's just been the easiest way that I've found so far in all of my sticker making journey. So once you have made your stickers in the way that I just showed you, it's freely moving like I said, and I just go ahead and continue making the rest of those stickers in offset and a flatten or a print and cut, and then I'm going to move on to creating the rest of my stickers. In this case, those stickers that you saw on the left when we first started, I just left them there as examples, but I don't need to print and cut those this time, so I just kind of am going to hide those and create the rest of my stickers. So you can just see kind of some of the other stickers that I'm going to create in this case here in a second. And that's just an extra tip when you're making these stickers so that you don't have to make them all over again, especially for those that you're going to reuse maybe monthly or yearly, or even if you make weekly planner stickers, just group them and hide them so that you don't have to make them all over again. So, I've created all of these. I made some duplicates of some stuff. I made some new stuff, and I will be posting a video showing how these planner stickers end up looking in my actual planner, but I just wanted to show you different examples of things that you can make. But it's really just as simple as typing a text box, sizing it the way that you want it to be sized in your planner, and creating the offset, and then making sure that you're flattening it so it's one piece, and when it goes onto the sticker paper, it'll pull up that way. Another tip, if you're a beginner making these stickers, and as I was saying, you want the offset to kind of not be touching. You don't want the blue lines to be touching. And even though I put all these words together and I can change the offset sizing, it's just still a little too close for me. So I'm going to go and I'm going to change the line space so that I can just have a little bit more room to work to change the sizing of my stickers in this case, just so that I can, see more clearly. So as you can see, I'm over here with the line space and I've made it to, and you see how it just kind of spread out. And that's going to help me be able to play with the offset distance a little bit more easily so that I can just see clearly, because sometimes the line space for whatever reason is just a little bit too close. So I'll go in, and again, if you notice the words career and finances and health and wellness, those I wanted the ampersand sign and the words to still be connected, but I didn't want, them to have that like cut sign. So I went ahead and did that. And in this case, I'm doing the other way where I'm leaving it as one group because it's not going to take up a whole chunk of the page. And I don't need a whole bunch of sticker space in this case. But, in other situations, you might want to have everything spread out to get the most of your paper. So I'm going to make this project and load it into my Cricut machine and just print and cut as normal with a regular knife blade. This is something I do all the time, and like I said, I'll show you in the next video what it looks like in my planner. Please comment down below and let me know if this tutorial was helpful to you or if you want to see a tutorial on something more specific. And as always, thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye.